surprised that they kept playing while I went into video mode, because normally when you go in video mode on your phone, all that stuff stops. But I wanted to get on here today and just add my little 2 cents in about a video that I saw. Well, I'm not sure if we even saw the same video, but me and my girlfriend was talking last night, and she brought the subject up about how this woman was upset that she was going somewhere with her husband, and her mother-in-law was in the front seat, and so she refused to go because her mother-in-law was in the front seat and she wanted to get in the front seat. And but my friend's stance on the situation was that, as the mother, you should be riding in the front seat. And I don't agree, and I kept asking her to explain to me how it would be disrespectful for the girlfriend or the wife to ride in the front seat and the mother ride in the back seat. And she couldn't explain to me besides, that's how her explanation of that was, that's how we was raised. That's how we was raised. And to me, it didn't make any sense, because I believe that women who do take that stance, that they come before the girlfriend or the wife, 9 out of 10 times those women don't have no man themselves. And so their sons are basically their man, which is not cool, because like I told her, the one thing that you're doing is, she kept saying that, the woman was being disrespectful by, not wanting to get in the back seat. But how disrespectful was it of the mother to feel like that she needed to be in the front seat? Now, me, as a mother of 3 sons, I'm going to get in the back. Even if you offer me the seat in the front, I'm still going to get in the back. Why would I want to ride in the front seat of the car? You making it seem like the front seat of the car, you acting like kids if you fighting over the front seat of the car because you're his mother and you feel like you're supposed to ride in the front seat. Like, I made several different scenarios for her, and I said, well, I bet you if he was driving a Rolls Royce, everybody would want to be in the back. I just feel like, as a mother, like I told her, I wouldn't want to put my son in a situation where he would have to choose between me and another woman. Because as his mother, I wouldn't want to do my son like that. But also as a woman, I know when I'm in a relationship, I must come first. I mean, if I'm attached to you, we together, and I done been married a few times, so we married, I should come first. And these was back in my I'm a Christian days, and so, I was really adamant about being first. You know what I mean? But she was being very adamant about the fact that it's disrespectful to make a parent ride in the back seat. Now, let's just say, for the sake of saying, that this guy that was getting ready to go somewhere with his wife and his mother, I mean, if his mother had a husband, they both would ride in the back seat with no problem. It wouldn't even have been an issue. She'd have rolled up in the front with her man, and they'd have rolled in the back. The problem comes in when the mother is single, and she feel like she wants to be more important than the wife or the girlfriend. But why do you want to create that type of energy in a relationship with your son, with whoever he with? Like, why would you want to do that just on a human level? Why would you want to create that type of energy for your son? Because let's just say, you know, you do end up riding in the front seat. You know, the girlfriend, you know, the mother ends up riding in the front seat, and the girlfriend or the wife gets in the back seat. When they get home, they gonna argue about that. And then she said, well, if she can be that petty, then he don't need to be with her anyway. Well, to me, you're being petty as the mother. Because I'm telling you, she already got it in her mind that if her son don't put her first above his wife or his girlfriend, because see, you don't know if the girlfriend gonna become a wife. So to me, you shouldn't insert yourself in there at all, because you creating chaos between them as a couple, because they not gonna break up because of you. They not. As a matter of fact, I believe as a man, he gonna want to be with her even stronger the more that you have resistance to her. Because I was in a situation like that with one of my sons. My oldest son, as a matter of fact, has started dating my middle son's, I don't know what to call her, but she wasn't no girlfriend, but, you know, she thought she was. And when that relationship was over, instead of her moving on and going on about her life, she started dating my oldest son. And because my oldest son was a little less, you know, suave, he fell in love with her. And so she was coming around our family with my oldest son upset because my middle son was treating her like the hoe that she was. Because here's the thing, you a hoe. In my eyes and everybody that's looking, if you done fucked a brother, y'all done stopped dealing with each other for whatever reason, however it came about, you fucked them, and y'all done stopped dealing with each other. Now you fucking his brother. Now his brother gave him permission to fuck with her because he thought that he was just gonna fuck her and move on like he did. But he fell in love. Baby, I refused to let that girl have the upper hand, baby. I never said an ill word about her to my older son because I didn't want to create no chaos between me and my older son about her. And then she would come to our family functions and try to tell me how to make my middle son act around her. And I always found the perfect opportunities when neither one of them around would be to tell her, you chose to be in our lives after you should have been done with us. And I'm not going to tell him to treat you no type of way. He treats you accordingly. You know, and so she would try to go back and say things that I said to my son, that I said in private to her. She would try to go back and tell my son, and I would tell my son, I did not say no such thing. And so the argument was always on her side. It was always on her side. She was the one creating the separation that she thought that she could do with me and my son. Now, if I was a friend who I was arguing with last night, she would have won. Because she would have made it known to that girl and her son how much disdain that she had for her. No, I'm not finna let you know. I'm not finna let my son know that I feel some type of way, because I know from experience in my own life, when you fight your kids about what they want to be with, that just make them want to be with them even more. And I just kept telling her on the low, when nobody else was around, you getting out of our life. You getting out of our life and without kids. I don't want you attached to my family after you're gone, even with kids. And you're going to get out of our life. And she did. It took several years. I would say probably 3 or 4 years went by before she finally, decided that she was done with my oldest son, honey. And he was crushed, heartbroken. And I babied him and told him everything was going to be all right and everything. You hear me? But I wasn't finna get involved in that. I think you as a mother, I think all this conversation came up because of Dennis, Portia, and his mother. And she was actually celebrating Dennis's mother's behavior from Portia's Family Matters. And I feel like the first thing that I noticed, because I didn't watch it when it came out, I actually watched the whole season yesterday. What was March the 17th, St. Patrick's Day. I watched the whole season yesterday. And the thing that I noticed the most was that, what I noticed the most, the thing that kind of made me know that she was single was how involved she was with her son's life. Like, she ain't got no man in her life. And I understand you don't want nobody using your son. You don't want nobody taking advantage of your son. But in the case of Dennis, it sort of feels like she trying to protect her financial interests. When Dennis gonna pay for the poo nanny, cause he got the money. It ain't tricking if you got it. That's what they say. It ain't tricking if you got it. And he got it. Cause he said out his own mouth, he knew that Portia would not be fucking with him if he ain't had no coin. So that's something that he already know. You know what I mean? But Dennis' mama to me was, I saw, Portia get, cut up a little bit at the event and, put them out and everything. But I kind of understand why she did that. But Dennis' mama needed to just kind of like stay out of their business. Whatever they was going through, however they was handling it, let them handle it. You know what I mean? Be a support to both of them. You ain't got to choose your son in a way that isolates his baby mama, because his baby mama got your granddaughter. You know what I mean? So why are you trying to create any type of strife with your baby mama? I mean, with your son baby mama. Like, I don't know. And I know a few women that done that. Just created these bad relationships with their son baby mama, and and be ending up calling them bitches and fuck them bitches, and I'm like, girl, why are you that involved in your son's life? Like, you're gonna have to go with what you raised him like and hope for the best. But getting yourself like Mama D all involved, that's too much. It's too much. Team too much. But I would end this by saying that, as a mother, you should not expect to ride in the front seat of the car when you're with your son and his significant other, whether they're married or not. Your expectation is to go with them. And you don't know it shouldn't matter where you sitting at as long as you in the car. That's just how I feel. And I'm not going to change that. It is what it is.